Hello and welcome to everyone. Today our guest is, we've been guests for many times, like fifth, sixth times. It's always a pleasure to have Justin Jr., the Mma Genie, as a guest. So, Justin, thank you so much for coming again to the show. And people, my followers, know everything about you. And we're gonna go straight to the point at the moment. What do you think of the co-main event of UFC 260? I know we lost the co-main event because Volk Ortega. Man, I don't even want to discuss it because I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna be honest with you. Let's go with Luque versus Woodley. What can you say about the fight? You've been with Woodley, I've seen you with
Yeah,
Woodley on Instagram. So what can you say about the fight?
yeah. Thanks for having me on. And what can I say about the fight is, Luke, up and coming prospect, and Woodley, he hasn't been looking, too good his past few fights. He's had his back up against the fence, low output. I've said this multiple times. I still think the skill is there, but right now at this point in his career, it's more mental. He has low output, barely throws each round, and back up against the fence. I think this is an easy win for Luque. I think the UFC knows what they're doing here. Putting an up and coming prospects against the former world champion who's a little bit old now. Woodley, turning 39 years old next month. Luque in his prime looked great in his past few fights. I'm taking Luque by decision, and I'll tell you what, Woodley, he doesn't throw anything, and he's not versing Usman this time. He's not versing Burns. He's facing a beast in Luque who packs a punch. So Luque could TKO him, but I'm going Luque by decision. And I'm
Well,
rooting for Woodley. I'm rooting for Woodley, but Luque by decision. I just got to do it.
yeah, I agree with you. I also picked Loki to win the fight. Do you think that Tyron Woodley's downfall might play a vital role in his match against Loki?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm picking Luque to win. If he looked like he did against Till his last fight, then obviously I'd pick Woodley. But he hasn't been looking good these past few fights. And again, he's in training camp saying, I'm ready to kill. This is going to be the best Woodley you've ever seen. He's said that his past few fights, so I don't buy it. Talk is cheap, and I'm taking Luque.
And about the main event of the evening, it's gonna be pretty much, well, at least for me, this is a barn burner because this fight can't go the distance this time, I guess. I mean, in the first fight, Stipe was holding Francis for like 5 rounds on the bottom. I didn't enjoy that fight much, but this one, I believe this one is going to be totally different. Actually, I picked Francis to win this one via early stoppage, and I know if he doesn't win via early stoppage, he won't be having much chances against Miocic. What can you say about the battle?
Yeah, no, I'm going with the underdog, Stipe Miocic in this one. The narrative of this fight is, Francis, he's improved, since their first match 3 years ago, he's improved. And I don't see it, man. I hear it, but I don't see it. His last fight against Francis Ngannou, just windmill punches, really no technique, no skill, just looking for that one big shot. Stipe Miocic, he hasn't fought in a few months, so I don't think his chin will be a big problem. And in the first match, he took Francis's best shots. He took it and he gave it in the first round. So it was a wild first round, but from then on, we saw Francis gassed and Stipe just out wrestling him, repeatedly taking him down. And I basically see the same thing in this fight. The first 2 minutes of the fight, I will be really worried. But when it gets past that 2 minute mark, I will be really confident Stipe Miocic. I haven't seen any improvements in Francis Ngannou. I think Stipe, takes it to the ground after the first round, out wrestles him, just, grinds on him, puts a pace, tires him out. Basically what he did the first match. And yeah, I know Stipe is getting up there in age, but he's not showing it, His reflexes are better than ever. And yeah, if Francis Ngannou knocks out arguably the greatest heavyweight to ever live, being Stipe Miocic by his windmill punches. It'll just show the talent pool of the heavyweight division. So yeah, I'm taking Stipe by decision. Late TKO could happen.
Yeah, makes sense. Stipe is a slow starter, and Francis is, well, according to my thoughts, he is the fastest starter in the history of UFC heavyweight division. Do you share that opinion, or?
You think Stipe is the greatest heavyweight ever?
Yeah, I think Stipe is the
Yeah.
greatest heavyweight ever, but I think Francis is the fastest starter in the history of this competition. You know, he starts
Yeah.
the fight very, very fast. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah, I agree with you on both those points.
Yeah, so unless an early knockout happens, it's gonna be a hard night
Yeah,
for
and
Francis.
like I said, my breakdown, it sounded like I was confident in Stipe. I am confident in Stipe, but the first 2 minutes, it will be a 50-50 fight the first 2 minutes. But once the first 2 minutes pass, I think it's Stipe's fight all day.
Yeah, that's basically the same prediction I would stick to. You know, I also think that first 2 minutes are critical. Everybody who survives 2 minutes against Francis has good chances of beating him, but it's never easy to survive 2 minutes against arguably the greatest heavyweight boxer in the world, right?
Yep. Best power puncher, that's for sure. Best power puncher that's ever graced the octagon.
Yeah, for sure. And on the other side, Miocic wrestling is, well, you can say very good, but in his match against Daniel Cormier, we've seen that he has no capacity to parry the Olympian when it comes to wrestling game plan. On the other side, of course, those liver shots were awesome. And Stipe has a one very great advantage over Francis Ngannou. It's a massive level change. Francis Ngannou spams windmill punches to the head, and on the other side, we got very much tactical punching game plan from Stipe Miocic. Nobody from these two lands good leg kicks, and I'm saying that as a taekwondo expert. But when it comes to boxing, I favor Miocic's boxing when it comes to the technical game plan. Since you come from boxing, what do you think about that?
You favor Francis in the boxing aspect or
I
Stipe?
I
Sorry.
favor Francis in powerhouse boxing aspect, but I favor Stipe in technical boxing
Yeah,
aspect.
I would agree. I mean, Francis, it's not like he's this big tech, this technical striker. You know, he just has power. I mean, he has a nice leg kick, but the whole big deal with him is power. Miocic's boxing, technically, it's great. He's got great boxing, great liver shot, Canelo, like, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I would agree with you on both those points.
Yeah, I'm glad we pretty much agree. So there is no much difference between our picks and predictions. I actually the only reason why I'm picking Francis is because it's gonna be very hard to defeat him like 2 times in a row. But I agree, first 2 minutes are gonna be critical.
Yeah, the first 2 minutes, really, really critical.
So thank you so much for being my guest, like breaking down main event, and I hope I will put it to creation right now. Like we'll try to publish ASAP, okay?
Alrighty, thank you, Vlad. Appreciate you having me on the show once again. It's always fun.